Hi, my name is Will. Welcome to the Slaughtered Transmission for today. I'm talking to a member from East York. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Will? Good to see you, man.
Could you introduce the band for me? Because there's only one of you here.
Absolutely, yeah. The boys said to send their regards. But yeah, so on drums we've got Zane Rosanowski. He's originally from Palmerston North, moved to Australia in the early 2000s. Joined a band over there called Mammal. They've had some success over there. Really awesome band, worth checking out. On vocals is Tarquin Keys. He's originally from Tauranga, as am I. And our bass player Eric Erock Boucher. He's from Canada. He's from New Brunswick, in the east coast of Canada. And my name's Daz. I'm originally from Tauranga, currently in Hawke's Bay. I play guitar and do all the programming for the band.
I guess the next question is kind of about the brief history of the band. When did the band start? How long have you been around? Yeah, that kind of stuff.
So essentially, it kind of traces back to Zane and I when we were living about 5 kilometers apart from each other in Melbourne, Blackrock in Australia. And he'd been bugging me. We'd been playing in another band, doing some session stuff, and then he was like, hitting me up for riffs and stuff. And we just it all started with Zane and I really just in my studio at home, bouncing ideas, and then we wrote a bunch of instrumentals that we were really excited about and felt really good about, and kind of launched the idea of seeking a vocalist. And it all kind of lined up at the exact same time. Eric had just moved into Melbourne from Canada. He'd come to visit, and he's like, "Hey man, you just hit me up. I'm looking for a band. Perfect timing, bro. We've got I've got a slot for you." And at the same time, Tarquin came into play. I've known Tarquin since we were teenagers, back in playing in different bands in Tauranga.
Right.
And so sent it to him, bro. And as soon as he kind of responded with it was actually Outside as our first single. He sent that back, his vocal idea, and it was just like, holy shit, like this is special. This is really special. And then quickly, Circus was the next one. Sent that back, and we're like, well, we've actually got something pretty legit here. And this is, to paint a picture, this is in the thick of lockdown in Melbourne in 2020. So this is beginning of 2020. We've just gone to lockdown. I'm allowed to see Zane because he's just down the road, but everything else, Tarquin was in Adelaide at the time, so we were writing. This was all online, just sending them back and forth, and it was amazing, man. Like the creative process really came together really naturally, and it was all really smooth. We got together and we shot a video for Circus in between lockdowns. It was literally like boom. We had 3 days. We recorded. We're in the studio that week. Recorded with Tom Larkin from Shehad at his studio in Melbourne. Recorded the first 3 songs. Shot the video, and then 2 days later, bang, full lockdown again in Melbourne. So we're just trapped. So honestly, it was just it ended up being, such a healing, awesome part of a real shit time. It gave us an outlet, and we're all, I think I can speak with the other guys, like for me personally, I was the most creative I've been in years, being allowed that time to go there.
Right.
We all just dialed in, and it's the rest is history, I guess, or history in the making.
Cool. So you just recently released a single entitled "To Kill the Sun," and I think this is your 4th single.
Yep, that's right.
Are you one of those modern bands that seems to gravitate towards singles?
Launching a band in the middle of a pandemic, just having gradual content, just launching, because we couldn't play shows.
Right.
So
yeah.
we thought, just releasing the singles, get some hype out there. Like, hey, we're here, we're a band, we've got some stuff cooking. Check out what we're up to. And we had in 2021, man, we had false starts all year. We had shows planned, tours planned, like as every band and artist can attest. But it was a year of false starts. So obviously wanting to get out there, and get the show happening. But essentially, as far as to answer your question, it kind of holistically became a plan to release the singles and then build up to an EP release, which is what we're working on.
When I discovered that you had 4 singles, I didn't really take into consideration the fact that there was a lockdown while it happened, and 2, that you'd only been around for about 2 years in total. So 4 singles in 2 years with a lockdown sort of surrounding the situation, that's actually pretty good output.
Thank you, bro. We're really proud of it. And that was the thing, like we kind of set deadlines for ourselves. We all just really locked in. We did them in 2 chunks of 3. So we did the first 3, released those, recorded the second 3, and that's the EP done.
Will you actually release the 2 singles separately, or are you going to
No.
save a few surprises for the EP?
Yeah, it's a few surprises, bro. We'll gotta have a couple of deep cuts,
Right.
But it's cool, man. But honestly, like we love those songs too. Can't wait to get those out because like they're maybe a little bit heavier. Like they're definitely well, it all came out naturally, but yeah, they're a little bit heavier than the others. We love them. They're awesome.
After seeing the sort of the East York poster and talking to the other 2 bands that you're going to be doing doing the gigs in New Zealand with, which we'll talk about shortly.
Yep.
For some reason in my mind's eye, the name kind of made me think more of a sort of a pop band. So I was quite surprised that when I actually listened to your stuff, it was actually, well, I wouldn't say a lot heavier, but it was certainly significantly heavier than I imagined that a band with that name would have. So yeah, it was a pleasant surprise.
That's cool. East York's actually it's a suburb in Toronto, which is a city that I've spent a lot of time. I lived there for about 7 years. And my wife is from Canada as well. She's from Toronto, and we've got a poster on the wall, and it's got the suburbs of Toronto, and East York kind of just stands out.
What is the significance of the name? Is there one, or just think it's a cool name?
We had a list of names, bro. We had like 25, 30 names at least in this shared note, and we're like, we got to name this thing. We're like ready to release music. Like, what are we going to call this band? And we picked the top 3 names out of the whole list, and East York was in all of our top 3.
And Metallica was already taken.
And Metallica was taken. We were all like, wow, guys, come on. So yeah, it was all kind of unanimous, you could say. But yeah, we've got a strong connection with Canada, and our bass players from there as well. So
let's jump forwards to the next question, which is about the Origins tour that you're going to do in New Zealand. So have you got the dates for me? You can fill me in.
Absolutely, man. Yep. So February 4th, it's Friday, February 4th in Wellington at San Fran. Saturday, November 5th, February 5th at Paisley Stage in Napier. And then we're up to Tauranga or Mount Maunganui at Totara Street on the following Friday, the 11th of Feb.
Totara Street is an excellent venue. I love it.
It's a great venue, man. We're stoked for that. And that's essentially a hometown show for 2 of us. So really, really excited to get to Totara Street. And then Auckland at Ding Dong, which will be, essentially hometown for the Coridian boys. So yeah, so on the tour with us, we've got Coridian from Auckland and Pull Down the Sun from Whanganui. And man, well, couldn't be more stoked with the lineup, eh? Like,
they're both solid bands and solid guys too. So it's quite easy to play gigs and hang out with them. They're all quite easygoing. So
I've got a lot of family history with the Raven brothers. Our dads were in a band together for many, many years, actually dating back to the 70s. Yeah, I've known the boys for a very long time, and this is the first time we've actually done anything musically, together. So very, very excited, and you can imagine our dads are pretty stoked as well.
Before I actually met them and actually had a chat to them, I knew their names were Raven, and I thought maybe they were goths or something. They were some kind of
the Ravens.
The Ravens. But no, as it turns out, that's actually their surname. That's very interesting.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be great to go out with those guys. And we've just naturally, everyone's super psyched about the tour, the lineup, the venues. We just couldn't be happy with the venues. Take these 3 wicked heavy bands flying the flag in New Zealand to some of the best in the country. So we obviously couldn't get to the South Island on this trip, but that's coming for sure. And just smash out the North Island on this one, and there we go.
While I was doing my research for East York, because to be honest, I didn't know a lot about the band in general.
I'm not surprised. Not many people do. So this is what's going to help the situation. So thank you, Will.
There was a clip of you playing guitar for Shehad at one of their gigs. So I thought that might be a little interesting anecdote to inject.
Oh fuck, that was amazing. It was coming up this time last year almost. I got the call from Shehad's management. There was some issues some delays getting Phil back into New Zealand from Melbourne, just due to all the COVID stuff and delays and paperwork and such. So it turned out he wasn't going to get in until the day that he wasn't going to land and get out of MIQ until the day of their first show at Rhythm and Vines. So they called me up to do the production rehearsals with them in Auckland at the power station, which was amazing. I got to be in Shihad for a couple of days, just learn the songs, dialed in on the songs over Christmas, and came in and smashed out the rehearsals with them, with the intention of possibly getting on stage at Rhythm and Vines if Phil didn't make it, or if there's any delays.
Right.
So I was there ready to go, and then the idea was if he showed up, then I'd go out as their guitar tech. So I'm like, sweet deal, let's go, And then so I was there, I was like stage clothes on, ready to go, guitars tuned, had Guitar World set up. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Am I going on stage? Big crowd, holy shit. But don't worry, guitars are tuned. And then sure enough, Phil rocks in, 10 minutes to go. He's like, sorry, Daz, I made it. Fuck. All right, fair enough. Here's your guitar, But bless them. So then I went on. No, I was stoked, man. It was best case scenario, obviously, for them. And we got to, and then I went out and carried on to Rhythm and Alps down the South Island as guitar tech. And then bless them, they didn't have to do this, but just out of the kindness, they came up with the idea of bringing me up for You Again, which is one of my favorite Shihad songs of all time. And it was all kind of last minute. Found out like half an hour before they were going on that it was happening. Got the guitar all set up, and next minute I'm on stage with Shihad in front of 10,000 people on New Year's Eve.
Nice, man.
Oh man, it was amazing. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. We got to Tom, actually, we've become really close with over the last couple of years, and he's had a big hand with East York. He produced all the drums, and we recorded the whole EP at his studio in Melbourne. Right. So he's been amazing. But I go way back with Carl. Got really close with Carl and family, and yeah, now I consider them all really good friends. So I'm very, very blessed with that whole scenario and how that played out.
Awesome. All right, cool. Well, I think that's about all the time we have for this interview this time around. So is there anything else you'd like to add at the end?
Well, yeah, we appreciate everyone that has supported us so far. We're really excited to get our EP out, which will be coming very soon, if not, very soon. We're stoked with it. It's definitely a passion of a lot of years of the result of a lot of years of hard work and creativity, and it's a pure collaboration, and we just can't wait to get it out. So, but ultimately, we've got some really exciting stuff happening in the Northern Hemisphere as well. And we can't wait to get out there and play these shows. And so, yeah, tickets for our shows, actually, that'll be a good one. Tickets for our New Zealand tour available through Event Finder for Wellington, Napier, and Auckland. And the Tauranga show is available through Totara Street's website, totarastreet.co.nz. So, yeah, jump in, Coridian, Down the Sun, East York. It's going to be a massive summer rock and road show. So come and get some.
All right, Des. Well, thanks very much for the chat today. It was really nice to meet you, and the best of luck for the gigs in 2022.
Thanks so much, Will. Appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome. And thanks for watching.